And let's go.
And now it's time for Bikes, Mikes, and Idiots with your hosts, Ubi and Eric.
That was the last one, did it?
All right, guys. Sorry about this intro. We're all over the place today. Today's going to be one of those days.
I think so.
It's not like every other day isn't like that anyways.
True. Very true.
We do that. This is just our normal state of being at this point.
Yes.
But how was lunch today?
Yeah.
I mean,
It was
enjoyed-
good. It was good.
I
As
enjoyed
good as
lunch.
well. Awesome lunch as always. Did my same 2 rolls I always do, which is my spicy tuna, spicy salmon.
I
I don't
mix 'em up.
differentiate too much. I kind of.
You find
I'm one of
so-
those guys. I find what I like and I stick to it.
I was just about to say, are you one of those guys that, because I do that too, where you find that one thing, you go to a restaurant, you find the one thing that's good, you test out a few things,
Yeah.
you find that one thing that's good, and you're like, okay, we're going to this place, I already know what I'm ordering.
Yep, exactly. I do that all the time.
Exactly.
So
the same
just
way.
about every restaurant we've ever been to, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to order this, and this. I know my meal every time, and I'll try different stuff, but unless it's like super crazy good, I'm going back to my standbys.
You're going back
I
to
go back
your-
to my originals,
your main,
my
your
main dish.
I'm the same way. I
Yeah.
do the same thing. Don't get me wrong, I love trying new things. I love trying new meals, new foods. Not like that. Not willing to try that. But I like to try. I like to try new things at restaurants. I like
Yeah.
to, or actually, I take that back. I like to try new experiences. Not like that either. But like something new to you.
Yes.
Something you have never tried before.
Yeah.
Where you're going out on an adventure.
Yes, sir. Adventure.
Jesus.
My head's in a
Again.
certain place today.
Yeah, I need to try to divert you at a certain point,
That'll happen eventually.
but I like to try new things, new adventures, new experiences.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the slice of life to a point too. Like I just know if I go to these restaurants, this is something I like. But if I go somewhere where it's a new restaurant, I'll try something I've never had before.
So what if
I've done escargot, alligator. I've tried all these other.
I don't know if I could do escargot just knowing what it is.
It's
Granted,
good.
I
It was actually really good.
really
Yes.
I just maybe I think it's gonna be slimy. It's probably not.
No, it's not. Not at all.
Okay. Well, that's been my holdback on.
Yeah. No. Escargot, if it's done correctly, is not slimy. It's in butter. It's really good.
Okay.
Butter and garlic.
I might
it's
have
good.
to try that.
It's really good.
But if you're saying you go to certain things, if there's something new on the menu at a place that you normally go to and you have a certain meal, do you still?
If it sounds good, like if I read it and like, hey, try our new special, I'll try specials and stuff here and there. But yeah,
But
I don't know. It's just
I was waiting for
dependent
the
on.
butt.
It depends on what it is.
I wasn't waiting for your moon. I was waiting for your butt.
Yep.
I've
There you
already
go.
I've already seen the moon,
Yes. Oh yeah, you have. So has many other people.
but it was hilarious.
Yes, it was.
It was hilarious when it happened.
But no, I mean, food's kind of weird with me. Like I have a texture thing with certain foods. So
But you
like,
eat sushi.
yes, but I have like pears. I don't eat pears. I don't eat raw apples. It's a
What?
texture thing.
That's not even like. I'm trying to think.
Like I'll eat
'Cause they're
cooked
usually,
apples.
like-
I'll eat
Those are even softer than normal apples.
no, but it's. I think it goes
crunch.
back to I ate half a worm once off a tree
I
at
like
home.
how you started that with
So I bit-
accidentally.
Yeah, so I bit into the apple, and
Oh,
then
okay.
like there was a worm squirming when I was done.
So
was,
you
like,
had the
gotten
typical.
that- oh.
You had that typical, and then there's a worm
Yeah.
coming out.
Well, no, he was half gone. I,
Well, yeah,
I,
'cause you ate
I
it.
did the bite and then like ate it and then went to take another bite and saw it moving and was like, I already swallowed it. I'm like, that's too late now. And I was like, bleh, bleh.
So,
And so I've ever since then, that type of uncooked apple like texture, which is very similar to a pear.
that was your moment after eating your apple.
Yeah. Oh no, my moment eating the apple was bleh. It was bad. It was so gross. But so like an uncooked pear has a very similar texture as an apple. So when I bite into it, that it just brings back all sorts of bad memories.
Have you ever had an Asian pear?
No.
Obviously, you don't eat pears. They're
Correct.
good. They're delicious.
I'm sure.
But you'll eat a cooked apple.
Yes.
Is there any
I don't
connection there? Or
No idea. Like candy apples, don't eat them. They're raw. Don't eat them.
I'm sure there's not a worm in there.
An apple with like caramel, don't eat them. But I'll eat peaches. I'll eat oranges. No, that bothers me. Just apples and pears.
There could be worms in an orange.
I know. I haven't bit one in half yet out of an orange. As soon as I do that, I will probably not eat oranges
You didn't
anymore.
do it out of a pear either.
No, but it's almost the exact same texture as the apple.
Oh, so this is really random. Again, off topic, but on topic. Do you know those the Mexican jumping beans?
Yep.
Do you know why they jump?
Bugging them.
Yeah. And so like the heat off your hand makes them jump. It's like a little it's almost like a little worm
a larva.
type creature. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it was a fascinating topic just because you're talking about eating a worm in a fruit.
How do you know anything about the animal kingdom? You're an American.
Yeah, obviously not. We just kill off all the animals. That's what we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I do go hunting, so
I do too.
Hunting for not for sport. You know, as long as you eat what you're killing, I don't think that's a bad thing.
So was Jeffrey Dahmer hunting for sport, or was he just killing for food?
Long pig. I think long pig counts.
Yeah, I think that's probably a different story.
Story for a different day.
When your food talks back to you, literally.
Oof. Was it him or I can't remember who saying tattoos taste disgusting?
Oh, I don't know.
So I'm good.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm covered. But obviously, getting closer to 4th of July, Eric wanted to be patriotic.
Yep. I got more flags. I got some flags, an eagle, knife, AR. Yeah.
Which is not assault rifle.
No, it's Armalite rifle.
There you go.
It's the company that originally made it.
Someone actually knows. Me, I'm just patriotic all the time. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, it throws people off.
Because apparently I'm white.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm very white. Well, I mean,
doesn't
you are
matter
kind of
anyway.
more tan than I am sometimes.
Yeah, it just depends. I change colors. Just call me a chameleon.
Chameleon. No, so, I mean, getting closer to 4th of July, obviously, going to be a little more patriotic. We're just basically going to be us.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That's just our normal state of being.
Well, I mean, it's better to be us than be somebody else.
Ooh, maybe you need to turn that up a little bit. But we have a little distraction behind us.
Yes. The puppies are getting crazy.
The puppies are getting a little out of hand. No, so you did something earlier that reminded me of something I did a while ago to you. Hey, we went dark again.
Yeah.
Seems to happen.
Power outages.
blackouts.
Rolling brownouts.
No, you did something earlier. You were licking a window.
Yes.
And for some reason it reminded me, well, because
Hey, the snozberries taste like snozberries.
Except you weren't high, so.
No,
You
it
never
wasn't.
know.
That was not.
No, but that reminded me of something I had done to you a while back. That was hilarious. And especially because it got you in trouble a little bit.
Hold on one second. I think I figured out what she was saying.
What?
The wide angle isn't recording. So double check just to make sure. So we're going to do a technical pause here.
We'll do a little sponsor spot.
Yeah, sponsor spot. And we want to thank one of our founding sponsors, the Legion of St. Michael Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club. Founded in 2014 in Chicago, Illinois, by the Chicago Police Department.
They have many chapters throughout the United States and international. We are part of the Tucson chapter, and Eric is actually national president, and he got to go visit our international brothers down in Italy.
And moved down and saw some friends that we met in Italy and Qatar. But we're a 501c3 charitable organization that focuses on law enforcement and first responder families in their times of need, whether it be a death, financial issue. We're there to help support our brothers and sisters in blue.
Yep. Anything they need or their families need, we usually try to help out anything we can, any way we can, financially, or even if it's just moral support, being there for them, being able to help them out with anything they need or we can do for them.
So if you're interested in donating to the Legion of St. Michael, reach out to any of the chapters through us, through our many social media profiles that we have set up.
Being Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, YouTube, or Rumble. Any one of those you can reach out to us, or you can reach out to us on our email, bikesmikesandidiots@gmail.com, and we'll try to get back to you as quickly as we can so you can help us out and do whatever you can.
And once again, thank you to Legion of St. Michael as a founding member.
I don't know how we've been, just like the last few times, we've been having camera
Is it
problems.
going now?
It is going now.
Okay, good. How should we? Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Sync it up. There we
Get
go.
him to sync. Jeez. It's just me and cameras, apparently.
Yeah, I know.
Can't get cameras started.
Was it a few podcasts ago? You only did half of the camera on the 360, and
I've just been having.
it's hot in here.
It
That's
could
what
be that.
it's
It probably
warm.
could be that.
We're gonna go with the weather conditions.
Ooh. Yeah, weather conditions. Hot as the weather.
Yes.
I believe it. So, back to what I was saying before. You had done something.
Yeah, I licked the window.
You were licking your wife's window before she left.
Yes.
On her car. Granted, that's hilarious in itself.
Yeah.
But I had done something to you, which you hadn't noticed.
Yeah.
I did it for
a while.
for a few weeks, at least. I had done it for a few weeks, and you would never notice. But what would happen paint you a picture. So Eric works night shift. I come in on day shift. And so he's obviously not outside. I get there. His car's outside in the parking lot when I get to work. So it's unmonitored at the time.
Yes.
And so I would go to his car, and it'd be a little dusty. Write a little something on his window, on his driver window, thinking he never said anything about it because I had done it for a few weeks already. Thinking he had never said anything about it just because he knew it was me.
Yeah. Well, needless to say, what happens is I was driving home and it was still dark outside at the time. So I'd drive home and it was still dark and I couldn't see that anything was written on the window.
Well, and that was the thing.
And then I'd back in and park it in the house. And during the day,
and it's still
someone,
too dark to not.
the wife, would see the notes that were being left for me. So
needless to say, obviously,
a few love letters later.
Yeah, being who we are, it wasn't just, hey, buddy. It was
like, you're beautiful.
Let me see. The one that you actually got caught on said something along the lines of...
Well, she saw the other ones, but didn't say anything to me. It was just like...
It's keeping a mental note.
Just keeping a mental note. Okay, so he's having conversations with people. So this guy gets me in trouble, so we go to leave. I forget what the last one said.
I know it said big boy, though.
Oh, yeah.
I know it said big boy, and that's how it kind of...
Can't wait to see you, love you, big boy, or something like that.
Something along
and
those
so
lines.
I get in the car, and I start driving away with her, and she looks over and goes, what is that? And I went and looked, and I'm like, I have no idea. So, like, I was, like, going through my head, like, who would it be at work? Like...
And that was the greatest part about it. So
because he wrote it in girl handwriting, like he literally has girl handwriting. Yeah, like I said, girl handwriting. And so it's like this all flowery letter and stuff. Like I can't write for crap.
It was just it's all just capital letters. That's just how I write.
Bubbly, but anyway,
not even bubbly.
No, it was definitely girly. It was definitely girly.
Although the heart I left
so
on
yeah,
there was
so I had to like figure that out, and I just happened to talk to somebody else about it, and they called him and told him because he had said something to them about it. Yeah. Or did I call you directly? It was like...
No, you called me... no. You brought it up the next time at work.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah, I got my, and he starts laughing, and I'm like, you hole. So like I got, oh well, you're gonna have to beep that one.
It's all good.
But I got I got like the cold shoulder for like 3 or 4 days from it, and then finally he admitted to her that it was
Well,
him.
the best part about it was you're like, I'm going to let her stew for a couple more days now that you found out it was me.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to let her stew for a few more days. And then he tells his wife, he comes back after he had told his wife, he came and told me.
Black eye. No, I'm just kidding.
Shaved beard.
Yeah.
No, he came back after he had told me, and he's like, yeah, my wife said you have girly handwriting. And I was like,
Yep.
well, I just have nice handwriting. I have
Oh, it
good
was
penmanship.
it was
Good
funny.
penmanship.
Yeah, I got a little crap. So I know we've had the GPS incident and the window incident now, and honestly,
totally
she's not a
forgot- we
jealous
totally
person
forgot
or anything
about
like
that
that.
for
I
a while.
totally forgot about that window thing, but
That was funny.
oh,
but
it was hilarious because I got caught out, and it was like I don't know who it is. Like I can't control
It just
who
wouldn't-
writes on my window. Like I
But
never even thought it would have been him.
the best part about it was when I told you it was me, you were just like, damn it, I should have thought of that.
Yeah, I just totally didn't even think about it. Like it just didn't cross my mind that you would do that and get me divorced.
You didn't get divorced. It was funny. And actually, we were going to have to bring it up to your wife
Yeah.
one of these days again and be like, yeah, that
You're
was
laughing
me.
about it.
Because that was funny. That was
Yeah,
hilarious.
it was a good one. Yeah, I will give
Especially
you that.
because you didn't know.
Oh yeah, I had no clue whatsoever.
You were
I
so
literally had no
oblivious.
clue. Yep, it was funny. It was a good one.
I'm glad I could make your day better.
Yep.
At
I don't
least
think
keep
I've
it
done
interesting.
anything for you yet. Oh yeah, the work emails.
Oh, yeah.
Getting on
You've
the
got
computer
me on
because you
those.
left it open.
You've got me on the. So, I mean.
So I sent out
technically, you've gotten me back.
I sent out love letters to all of his supervisors on his shift. When he left his computer open, I sent an email. Started with just one guy.
It started with one guy. It's
And
grown
then
to like
the next
4
time
or
he
5.
left it open, there's like 5. I think there's 5 on it now. And I just sent it to him and just things like, I love working with you so much. You've made my day, and I can't do
cold
this job
outside.
without
Let's
you. It's
cuddle.
cold. Let's cuddle. So that kind of stuff. And he's left his computer open a couple of times, and now there's like
It's a little string of emails going on.
a little string of emails going down. So I'm waiting for the next time, but we'll see. See if I can
One
get him
day.
again. He's
One
gotten
day.
really good about locking his computer up when he gets up to
Or
leave.
just not logging into your
Or not logging in till I leave. He waits to log in. He doesn't do any work for the first hour he's there just because he
I do.
doesn't want me to get his computer.
I do work.
No, you
just,
don't.
Just I don't do computer stuff.
Yeah.
I make you do.
You make me
I'm
do the
like,
computer
hey,
stuff.
You're
Like, hey,
logged
can you
on.
do this for me real quick?
I'm like, hey, you're logged on. Do you mind doing this real quick?
Yeah, exactly. He's gotten smarter about that situation.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
But it's funny. It's funny. It works out.
I've learned my lesson after 5 or 6 turns.
Yeah. And he thought he had me back one time.
And
he was just not quick enough.
I was so close. He had gone to the restroom, and he had left his computer there, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Had me a moment. And the second I sat down, he had just happened to be walking back out, and I was like, damn it.
Well, and
So close.
then right after that is when you logged in, and that day, same day, is when I got you. You looked
did.
over, you said, oh, he was sitting there, and just quiet, go over there in the computer, back and sitting down.
For being a big guy, surprisingly, he's quiet when he moves.
Yep.
Somehow. So what happened is I had logged on. Yeah, you definitely don't make those noises.
Nope. Just
So I see him sitting down talking to some people. I'm like, oh, okay, no big deal. I went off to talk to my guys and going over some stuff that's going on. And I look back and he's there. Cool, no big deal. Keep talking to my guys. Didn't think anything of it. Got lost in the conversation because we're talking about some work stuff. Look back again and I was like, oh no.
he's gone. And you came around the corner, and I was just
It was
sitting
too late.
sitting in the chair smiling.
It was too late.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got me good that time. You
yep,
did.
that happens.
But, eventually
fun
it'll
stuff.
learn. Eventually it'll
Well, I
learn
mean,
something.
and it's fun little stuff like that. It was sent to people who knew it was a joke. They were
Yeah.
all told ahead of time, "Hey, I'm going to get him. I'm going to add you to it, so it's funnier."
Yeah, so at least it doesn't get nobody in trouble.
Yeah,
Is the thing. So it doesn't get nobody in trouble, but we have a good time with it. It makes these are the kind of things that make work fun.
yeah. Oh, exactly. I mean, and you have to have some fun at work, no matter what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if you just have that one person. As long as you have that one person.
Oh
right?
yeah,
someone that you can talk to.
Yeah, there's
dumb
guys I
things
would
with.
not trust with my computer.
Oh, absolutely,
Absolutely not.
not. Absolutely not. Imagine the things that would happen. But yeah, that's the kind of things we do. Again, like we've said before, this whole podcast thing wasn't really by accident. It was kind of this is how we are with each other.
Yeah,
we're not putting
just...
this on for the podcast. This is the things we've done to each other. We're idiots.
We make life funny. It gets me divorced almost. Well, technically only the one time. Even though it was multiple messages, it was the same thing. The GPS thing was just Siri pissed off at me.
Yeah, stop bad mouthing Siri.
I know, I can't tell her to be quiet anymore.
Absolutely,
she's mad at me. But no, those things. I mean, work stuff is fun. We've done a lot of funny pranks at work.
And that's the thing, you got to do it with the right people.
Oh yeah, you definitely don't do it with somebody new.
Oof. Yeah, you can get in a lot of trouble.
You do it with the right guys, the people you know, and then they'll, even if they're initially mad, most of the time when they find out who did it, they think it's funny.
Yeah. Till you get engulfed with purple sponges.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh yes.
So, sorry.
Wasn't me.
It was just, yeah. I wanted so badly. So when he had told me about his wife getting mad about it, I wanted so badly to just roll with it and then write again.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, his wife actually legitimately got mad. I'm gonna actually
back
fess up to it right now. I'm not gonna.
And she was and then she was like, I should have known it was you. It's girl handwriting. She took it well. I mean, it was.
Yeah, absolutely, she did. I'm glad she did.
Yeah, me too.
Because imagine how that would have turned out.
Oh, we wouldn't have been in here. I can tell you that for sure. We might have been in my single wide.
In your single wide? In your apartment? You're a loud person.
Yes, I am.
Because that still picks up on my mic. It still picks up on my mic.
I haven't been able to get rid of this chest cold thing that I've had. It's been a month.
Hell, it might even be longer.
Yeah, I mean, it's been nonstop. It's better.
So you would think, because we're always in contact with the public, let's say. We'll call it the public. Certain people, it's not even. Yeah. Because when you're working in law enforcement, it's not just the regular public. It's certain people. But you would think because we're in contact with so many people on a regular basis, you would build a certain immunity.
Yeah, and I think that's realistic. But I think there's all the bugs and stuff do kind of evolve and adjust to things, and so they're a little bit different. And your body has to change. Anyway,
I mean, but you still get sick. We're still normal people.
Yeah,
we still eventually get sick. Although we probably have better tolerances than most people.
Oh yeah, I think so for sure.
And plus, there's those days where you're like,
and some of it you're so tired. Like some of the times you're just so tired, your body can't recover. And I think that's some of it too. Working nights for me, especially, like I never get really, really great sleep.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of times what happens is because of that, my body doesn't have time to recover and rest. And so a lot of times for me, like when I'm sick and I go to work, even though I'm sick.
Yeah.
Like, I want to say a week ago, I called in sick one night.
Yeah, which is rare.
Yeah, I mean, and I slept for like 3 hours the day before, and then slept 9.5 hours overnight, and then I slept 5 hours the next day before I went back to work, and I felt great. Like my body felt better. I wasn't as sick.
You know what it might actually be? It's just lack of sleep. You were able to catch up on some sleep, and you felt better. Because it will make you feel sick.
Yeah, well, and right now too, there's so much pollen in the air right now down here, and my allergies have been kicking my butt.
Well, I mean, you're not from around here, so.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
But, I mean, that reminded me of, so a while back, one of the podcasts we had done afterwards, we had a few more drinks, because we have a couple drinks at lunch. We had a couple more drinks afterwards. We're hanging out here, had some pizza, hanging out, and your kids said that we're middle of the conversation. and then just out. Both of us just out,
Sleeping,
sleeping, and
snoring like crazy. And I have a copy of it. Maybe we'll put it up. Maybe we'll not because it was kind of embarrassing.
yeah. But
We're
just
both
the fact
snoring
that-
like we're sawing logs.
Oh, we were done. We were just exhausted.
Yeah.
I mean, and especially that week, I know I was exhausted. I still have been.
Yeah.
I've been struggling with sleep lately, but that's just funny to hear that all of a sudden. And I think about it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that did happen. We're middle of a conversation, talking, and then just. But you know, sleep is an important thing.
It
You
should
really
be.
got to get some sleep. You would think.
So
I mean, we've found a
I'll
way
let
to
people
adapt.
into what I'm doing right now. I got one of those calls from somebody I don't know who's like, "Oh, could you be my friend?" So I've been messing with them back and forth about, yeah,
It's fun to mess with. I mean, because you get so many of those calls. It's ridiculous. It's insane. I don't know how that happens because you think about it. Okay.
yeah,
Let me backtrack a little bit on this one. Congress passing the law that
Do
they
not
could
call.
telemarket to cell phones.
yeah,
Worst thing ever that happened. So now you
Absolutely.
get all these calls on your phone, and
Yes.
you're just like, it's gotten to the point now that
So I have to say, I don't answer the phone if I don't recognize the number now.
exactly, and you miss important calls sometimes.
Yes, I have. I've missed quite a few important calls, and they're like, as long as people leave a message, I'll get back to you.
Well, that's the thing. Some people don't. They're just like, well, they weren't interested, or we'll try to call them back again, and you don't answer again.
Yep.
But that's the worst thing. But the way to get back at them, or at least it's fun for us.
Tie them up.
Yeah, you just
Tie up their time.
You just start messing with them. Actually, I remember one time at work, when I was riding together with somebody, and we're just out there waiting for something to happen. We were in the middle of just waiting for something to happen. He gets one of these phone calls. It was one of the telemarketer, like India people. And so he's just like, I'm going to mess with them. I was like, okay, I'm here for it. I'll help you out. I'll throw you ideas. We had this person on the phone for a few hours. I mean,
Trying to get you to log into your Windows account.
just
And,
anything. But he started playing with them like, oh, but you're my only friend kind of thing.
yeah.
And so it turned into started calling them back
Oh, God.
to get
that's
with
even
them.
better. Yes.
So they'd hang up on you and he'd
Call
start
him
calling
back.
him back. And he's like, but friend, I still have time. I need someone to hang out with or
Yeah.
all this stuff. Funniest thing ever.
Yep.
Because, I mean, somehow you got to get back at them.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
And
otherwise
what
they're
else do
just
you
going to scam other people.
And that's true. And there's shows about it even.
Oh,
of
I've
where
seen
they're
some
scamming.
funny ones where they scam back the scammers, where they tap into their computers and everything. Oh my gosh, it's funny.
It is. It really is.
It's great.
And they've sent stuff to the offices where they do this from and all that kind of thing. I mean, you got to do something to fight some of this stuff back because how annoying is it? I get at least 5 a day.
Oh yeah.
At least.
I'm just messing with this one right now. It's fun.
Hey, maybe we'll put some stuff up
Yeah, we
about
could.
your little
My
adventure.
little adventure
Your
with
little adventure happening
with
having there.
Rose Zhang.
Oh, not a Asian name at all,
No,
or a fake name.
no. Well, I didn't give him my real name either, though. So
Okay, so not really on the topic, but let me pop this over for you because
Okay.
I'm gonna do this. And
hey, it's a good thing you work better with your computer and the iPad than you do with a camera.
oh yeah, right. Wait. Oh wait. Oh yeah. So you're actually seeing what I'm seeing right now, right?
Yes. Oh, they're sure I'm mature and sensible.
Ooh. It's almost like they don't know you.
Exactly.
So here's a little funny thing. This is and actually I'm gonna restart this so I can give us a little bit of audio for this so people can actually hear a little bit of what we're listening to here. But let's see. And jeez, sorry.
Oh, I see what that. Yeah,
This is absolutely based on the things we were talking about earlier with like
We
the
would do
window
this.
thing. This is the kind of thing I could absolutely see us working on something.
Oh, and I would totally do it. I've done it before.
One of us would be doing it to the other, and you're just sitting there.
I actually did that to Angry Jim.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh my god!
I got Angry Jim when we were putting the forks back on his motorcycle. See, he did the same thing. He spun his tire, and I did that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, he probably lost his mind.
Oh God, he was losing. Yeah, he was losing mind. So basically, what it was is this mechanic is spinning a tire, and the guy standing next to it with wrenches behind his
With
back,
wrenches.
tapping the wrenches together as the tire was spinning.
Oh my god!
So I did the same thing to Angry Jim, and he was not happy when he realized what was like. After the initial anger with me, he actually figured it out.
And I'm sure if we were to bring it up, could you imagine? Would he be angry, or would he be?
He'd laugh about it. He'd laugh about it now because he knows he doesn't realize.
No, it's
like
not.
he thought he had a bolt in there, like he was getting ready to tear the whole thing apart. I'm like, no, dude.
That's,
Oh, that's
oh, okay. That's not the ones that we needed to put on there. I was trying to think what that was. Oh, but here is a good one. This one actually got sent to me. So this is something that I want to try this.
Chicken fried bacon yet? This is your sign. You're going to
Chicken
start off by
fried
cutting your thick
bacon.
cut bacon, then add some seasonings to give it some extra flavor.
Tell me that
Then
doesn't
grab 2
sound
bowls and add
delicious.
all-purpose flour and
How does
seasonings
bacon
in
not
one,
sound good?
Then an egg
Yeah.
and some beer in the other.
Right?
Grab a slice of bacon and dip it in your flour, then the egg wash, and
Well,
then
either
back
way.
in your flour. Make sure it's nice and coated. Place this in your
I
hot oil
just-
for
I had to
10
send
minutes
this
and then
Yeah.
serve it on a
because
plate with a paper towel. Serve your fried bacon
I
in
wanna
ranch
try
and be
this.
ready to enjoy. Give
This
that bacon a
sounds
generous
delicious.
dip and then listen to that crunch.
yeah, that sounds good.
Since we were talking about food also. But I think that whole first clip, the one that I had shown you originally, I
Yeah.
think that engulfs
Run,
kind of.
dude.
I think that engulfs kind of how we are.
Oh yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
that
We'd
kinda-
mess with each other like that all day of the week.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing we would do, and absolutely. Granted,
Oh,
you're
we'd
gonna be
drive
angry.
each other nuts. So
You're
you-
gonna be angry at the
You
beginning.
would
of
only
it.
be able to do it a couple of times before we'd start laughing. No, like we can't. We don't have a poker face, just like with the other thing that happened the other day.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which
that
I'm not
one.
going to get into that, but
No, but
something happened and he was like,
He caught me off guard.
I
That's
caught
the
him
only
off
reason.
guard and literally guessed
Just couldn't-
exactly what had happened.
Yeah,
And he just went, oh,
I
like there was no
I couldn't-
poker face. There was absolutely
I
no
couldn't
poker
just
face
because
to
it
it.
caught me so off guard. I didn't think you would guess it like that. You know, just off the bat.
Ooh, I have a good job. I'm sure I must be pretty smart and talented.
Wow, you're really good at playing someone that you're not.
It's acting.
I didn't.
I'm
know
an
you went-
actor.
I didn't know you went to acting school.
You don't need to go to acting school.
That reminds me. Where'd you learn that, Cheech? Drug school.
Was that
Such a great movie.
Super Troopers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like one of your favorite lines, snozberries taste like snozberries. Yeah. It's a great movie.
That's where that is from, yes.
That is
Well,
absolutely-
it's from
But the context
Willy
you're
Wonka.
using
The
it
context I'm using it is from that.
in is absolutely from that. Because it's never in the Willy Wonka context.
No.
You're way too engulfed in this.
Yes, I am. It's funny.
You're way too enthralled with that.
Yeah, I need to get back to the podcast. I'm gonna.
Yeah, you should
I'm gonna
probably
have to-
focus.
I should focus.
Yeah.
All right.
A word that I would normally use, but
Focusing.
can't say it.
It's just funny because
We
they're
just-
like, they're so dumb.
So I've tried to figure out what is their actual goal.
So
What are they
I've gotten
trying to-
one so far to like, oh, and then I have a friend who does crypto if you're interested. Well, I'm not Tom Brady.
Yeah, but
I'm not going to lose 30 million on crypto.
that's the thing though.
Yeah, they just
Crypto isn't that bad of an investment.
no,
But
it's not
what
if
are-
you do
what
it
are
right. But no,
what's
they
their
just suck you
actual-
in. They suck you in because they're going to get you to make an account, tie it to your bank account, and then they hack your bank account. That's what they do.
Okay, I could see that. If you're,
And
if you're
then
going,
it's
in that
all
in-depth.
phishing expeditions to like find out things about you to try to figure out passwords so the AI can figure out your passwords quicker, and it's all about that kind of stuff.
AI is insane, honestly. So
Skynet has become self-aware. What movie?
I'm not gonna get this. Sir. I remember certain movies. Terminator?
Yes.
Jesus.
Skynet.
It's because you're having such an old reference. But no.
What are you saying? I'm old?
No, not at all.
You're a Star Wars fan.
I am. Star Wars is awesome.
Started way before my time.
That is true. Started in the 70s.
Well,
about
I'm
that.
late 70s, but yeah, I think the first two were
50.
out before.
No,
I
the
was
first
born- I
one
was
came
born
out
in
in
78.
the first one came out in 78.
I was born in 78, so yeah,
And
the
then it
year
was
I was born.
81. It was every 3 years. It was a new
Oh,
Star Wars
so
movie.
see what it is one of the best movie series ever started on my birthday.
It might have been 77.
Not my birthday, but birth year.
It might have been 77.
I don't know.
77.
Well, look it up. You got Googly?
That's true. We can
Look up
this
Googly while I talk to
Let's,
something Zang.
While you're having fun over there with your
Oh, she's still
with
single.
your new friend.
It's very nice talking to you. Still interested in continuing to chat.
Oh, look at you. You're making new friends.
Yeah.
Let's see. 77. It was 77. So one of the best things happened a year before you were born.
Yes. Well, technically, based on the time that I was born.
If you're gonna go down that road, the year you were conceived, maybe you were conceived because of Star Wars.
Probably, I doubt it. Knowing my parents, no, probably not.
No, but Star Wars, considering and when it came out, it still holds up pretty well.
Yeah.
Granted, graphics aren't that great compared to what you have now, but for the time,
Oh, that was amazing.
it was phenomenal. And actually, the original lightsabers, they used broom handles.
Yeah.
Just with some reflective tape on them.
So now they want to know which chat app I use. So I'm going to make up some weird.
Are
I'm gonna just block it at this point.
really going to go down that road?
No,
I was
no,
about to
I'm
say,
just
you're
blocking
really,
it at this point.
you're putting some investment into this one.
And block color. Block contact. Done. Had enough.
It's fun to a certain point.
Yeah.
If you're really taking the time out of your day to
Out of my podcast.
that.
So
too,
and this
out of the
goes into
podcast.
the instant gratification that
Yeah.
we talked about a few ago.
We've talked a few times.
But juice, like that was it. I was getting gratified, and I forgot about the things around me, like you, that are more important.
Oh, how sweet.
Oh, thank you. I'm a very sweet guy.
I don't know about that. Although your dog probably does think that. Oh no,
Don't know.
Salty.
Dog licks everybody. Hey, 24 years of doing what I've done, you'd be salty too.
I'm only 13 and a half.
That's cute.
Somewhere in there. Still a long time when you really think about it.
Now, think about it this way. Over half my life has been spent doing this.
Oof.
I'm 46.
That's
So
just
24
that's one of those
years.
Oof moments. That's
Yeah.
that's one of those
Wah, wah, wah.
half your life.
Yeah.
Half your life is gone.
Yes, it is.
I mean, considering the life expectancy, half your life's gone.
It is gone.
What do
Well,
you-
idiots usually live less anyway.
It goes into that whole thing. Why do
Yeah.
men?
Why do
less
women
than
live longer? Yeah, why do
Yeah.
women live longer than men? Because we do dumb stuff.
Hey, but we have more fun. I don't know if that's true. Actually,
No, because girls just want to have fun.
I wish we had a little clip of that. We could just be like,
Yeah.
although you do reference a lot of girly music sometimes. Girls just want to have fun. It's raining men.
It's not really girly music.
Okay, maybe not girly. Although there was that time you were saying Miley Cyrus is born. Oh no, what is it? Something USA. Miley, I don't know. It was
Party in
Miley
the
Cyrus.
USA.
There you go. Party in the USA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of.
Hey, I love the USA.
Me too.
'Cause I'm proud to be an American, or at least I know I'm free.
America. Eh.
Yeah.
But bringing it back into one of the things we were talking about earlier.
And once again, on Bikes, Mics, and Idiots, we want to thank one of our founding sponsors, Sketchy Alias. He's a freelance graphic designer from Arizona who specializes in vector-based artwork. I'm an idiot. I don't know what that means, but it's really cool. He's been working on design for over 15 years and has worked in everything from logos, apparel, design, and social media. He's made a phenomenal logo for us, and he is, like I said, one of our founding sponsors.
Jesus, I just had a moment. My brain is. Oh, don't get me wrong. I've been like that at least the last 2 weeks. My brain does not function properly.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you think about it, when we're doing this kind of stuff, it takes a constant thinking, a constant movement,
and my brain
when
is
we're
just
tired,
been-
like we don't always sleep good, and
No,
like
I
you said,
haven't,
you
like-
got in late last night too. So
yeah, there was that, and just all week I haven't. I had a night where I slept 2 hours
oh,
and then went to work. Got home, took about an hour nap. I can tell.
yeah,
But I had
Been
a
a long
night.
day
I
for
got
me, too.
home, took about an hour nap, was up because I took that nap. I was up till
yeah, you couldn't
like
sleep again.
12:30.
Yeah, your power nap ended up making it
killed,
worse.
It killed my whole night. I was up to 12:30 and had to wake up at 4.
Oh.
So I had days where it was just a few hours of sleep,
Yeah.
getting a little naps, and it's still affecting me. That's gonna be me tonight.
Hopefully not in the chair again. That was us the other day.
Yeah, that was absolutely us. We could not.
Oh my gosh, it was terrible. It was like two dueling chainsaws.
Hey, at least we didn't have to hear it.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't hear a thing.
Neither did I.
But no, I mean that's the constant thinking. It's mentally challenging. It's
really
definitely
is.
mentally challenging. And when we get tired, it
And
can
that's
drag a little bit. It's
and
hard to
that's
keep
the-
energy up sometimes.
And with
We're
what
old.
we're doing, it just you have to keep conversating.
Yes.
You have to keep
Or
conversating.
conversing.
Conversing,
Conversing works. That's a little bit better usage of a word there.
probably. But
That's okay.
you just have to
Yeah.
keep it rolling. Whereas when you're talking to your buddy, when you're doing whatever, you can have those little moments. You
Awkward
can-
pause.
Luckily, we don't have a lot of those, but
No,
you
no,
can
no.
have those moments where it's just like, oh, okay, you're focused on this, I'm focused on something else, and it's fine. But
Yeah.
when you're doing a podcast,
Yeah.
you have to keep
Well,
things moving.
And it's different too when you've got guests on and you're moving a conversation along and
Yeah, and
you know.
other people fill in certain time,
Yeah.
and you can have that moment of, oh well, Eric's talking, and the guests are talking. I can have my moment. I can focus on something else,
Yeah.
whatever, or you
getting
know, back
prepped
and
up for
forth.
us to move on to another topic or
Yeah.
keep talking about what we're talking about.
I mean, yeah, and crazy enough, I'm the one with bad SOS, but I'm always the one that brings us back onto the topic
The
we
task,
originally
yeah.
started on.
Because I'll squirrel off on something else because that's my brain just thinks that way. My brain thinks
You just start
5,000
going-
things in one shot.
Like you're going this direction, and then all of a sudden,
I just take a turn. I'm like, oh,
and it's not even a 90-degree turn. It's kind of like you just
Meh.
slowly start veering off.
yeah.
And
I fall asleep at the wheel.
yeah,
Not a good thing to do.
no, definitely not. You don't want to be doing that, especially not on a turn.
No, that usually leads to bad things.
Yes, it does.
But no, I mean,
But-
it's been good. This last week from this last cast we had was a bit busy, but
Yeah,
you know,
but then again, I mean, we also have our normal lives,
well, yeah,
and it catches up with you. It it takes up a part of your mind,
yeah,
and we'll probably get better at this as we go to be able to focus
yep.
while we're doing this.
Well, exactly. I mean, you know, things move along, and we're just do
and
what
you
we
know
can
what?
do.
To be honest, it's probably partially the weather because
It's
it's
been
warm.
Warm in here. Yeah, it is.
And I'm being generous with warm because
That's almost 100 degrees in here. It's like 95, 96 degrees in here right now. I think that's what it says up there. I can't read it from here.
no. Well, I don't got my glasses on. It's too
No.
far away.
But it's somewhere in that range. But
So-
no, I mean, the equipment's hot. Everything throws off heat.
Yeah.
So
Like being on a motorcycle, an ATV,
Oh.
anything like that.
that's terrible in the summer. In the Arizona
like,
summers, that's 110 degrees out and you're riding a motorcycle, your leg's on fire.
Or you have to drive a vehicle that doesn't have AC, or the AC's kind of messed up and it's
Yes.
not cooling down enough.
So yours.
Yeah.
And
You were dealing with that this week
Yeah.
too. And that's probably why
the
we're
kid's car is, yeah.
You had to drive your kid's car.
He stole my car.
Yeah. Hey.
I
Probably
work
well
at night.
deserved.
I mean, I work at night, so I mean that works. That
Which is nice because the temperature's not
Yeah.
nearly as hot. But I mean, the weather change.
that's getting fixed quick.
yeah.
I want my car back.
Yeah. There you go. That's one way to fix it.
Yep.
That way you don't have to deal with it. But the weather
Either that, or I'll
changing-
just drive it off the road and bash it into something.
Yeah, there you go. But the weather changing, does it have as much effect on you as it does on me? Because weather
I
changes.
think it does. Like, I think a lot of it too here is like the moisture changes out here are crazy.
Oh,
But
yeah.
then like the temperature changes from daytime to nighttime. It can be a 40-degree swing.
And that's insane. And that's how people get hurt.
Yeah.
That's legitimately how people get hurt because you're so hot during the day and then it gets
Cold
cold,
at night.
enough.
Yep.
It's not freezing cold
Yep.
when it's that hot, but it gets cold enough that it's
Yeah.
such a
And if you're
drastic.
out there, like I know people go out camping and they're like, yeah, I cover up every night, even in the middle of the summer because it gets so cold at night.
Yeah.
And that's one thing with the desert. The desert gets very, very cold at night.
Which people wouldn't think that.
No.
People
Oh,
are just
it's
like,
hot.
It's
Oh,
hot
it's
all
hot.
the time.
No, and it's not.
It gets pretty damn cold.
Because there's no water to maintain the heat. That's why coastal areas usually have less of a swing in temperatures. You know, at least on a daily basis. We're not talking summer to winter, but
No.
on
yeah.
a daily basis, they don't usually have huge
It's maybe
temperature
20
swings.
degrees, 25 at the high end.
And I've seen cold fronts come in and change it quick, but then usually it normalizes fairly quick because the water brings the temperature back up, and that also brings in things like lake effect snow. Like coming off the lakes there in New York State, they get so much lake effect snow, it's unbelievable. Like I remember one year Buffalo got like 7.5 feet of snow in one weekend.
Holy crap.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
so like they were just like literally pushing it from the streets right into the water. They're like,
Yeah.
let's get rid
it's
of it.
water.
There's nowhere to go. There's
I mean,
nowhere
it's
to take
water.
it other than that, you know.
Did they throw it in? Did they find Champy with that? Were they trying to like
No, that's
bring
like
out
Champlain,
Champy?
different lake.
Close
That's on the
enough.
eastern side of New York.
Close enough.
Thank God you have maps.
Yeah. Well, I was never good at geography.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know how to use Legos.
Legos.
I don't know.
Where the hell did Legos come from?
Geography. Oh wait, no, that's architecture. Never mind. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah,
why I was so lost.
I was just doing that on purpose to see what happened to you.
I was so lost for a second.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. If you could have gone off on that topic, and I was like, okay, I think I can find a connection
Yeah.
there
Oh,
somewhere.
I could have come up with something. But no, I mean it's
Okay, but here's my question for you.
Yeah.
Since we went on that topic,
on Champy.
have you ever seen Champy?
I have not.
Do
I
you
have
know people
friends.
that-
I have a friend who said that, who swears that he saw him.
Oh,
Or
really?
her.
Is it a female?
I don't
it
know.
the-
I didn't check.
So is that the female version of the Loch Ness monster?
I don't know because Loch Ness Monster has no gender. Loch Ness Monster isn't male or female. You don't know until you get
But
some
Champy
research.
does,
No,
because Champy doesn't have monster.
no. I don't know. It's
There
a
you
good
go.
like. There's so many things we haven't discovered that.
I mean, so
Who
you were in
knows?
that area too, the Jersey Devil.
Oh, that's way south of me. That was like
Oh yeah, I mean
15,
you were in the northern
20
part.
hours north. But yeah, I've heard about the Jersey Devil.
It was not no 15, 20 hours south of you.
Yeah, New York,
Jersey is not 20 hours south of New York.
New York City, no, but upstate New York, it is.
There's no way.
No,
it
I
takes
said
you
15
20
hours.
15 hours?
Yeah,
How?
or was it 8 hours? 8 hours to New York City. Never mind.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
there's no way.
No, it was
took
like 8 hours to New York
because
City.
it only took us like 27
It's 5.5
hours.
five and a half hours to Albany from where I'm at, but that's just because there's no main roads.
Okay,
Yeah.
that goes into that
So
portion.
then
That's,
eight,
it's
yeah.
slower travel, but
Yeah.
because I was about to say it took us 27 hours to go 3/4 of the way across the country.
Yeah.
There's no way it's 15
1,500
hours.
miles.
There's no way it's 15 hours to
Yeah.
go down as New Jersey.
No,
from
yeah,
northern.
from northern New York. No, it's probably 8 hours, 9 hours.
That's still a long time. New York isn't that big,
Yeah, it is.
or maybe it's just that many little back roads.
Well, yeah, because there's no straight shot. Unless even when you get on the New York State Thruway, that's east and west. Interstate 81 is north and south, and it's not a big highway.
I was gonna say I don't know enough about New York to.
I know.
Plus, I don't care that much about New York. It's too far away.
Me neither. That's why I left it.
But Jersey Devil. Did they have stories about that out there? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I mean, I heard about it, but nothing really. Like, I didn't really pay too much attention of it.
When you were growing up?
No, that one wasn't like the one that freaked me out more was
Wendigo?
just like no Wendigo.
Oh, no, wait, that's...
No, the biggest thing
Stories
for
to
me
tell in the
was
dark.
the coyotes, which were mixed with like wolves up there. We call them coy dogs. They're just really big.
Coyotes.
Yeah, really big coyotes, really small wolves, but there's some big ones.
Wolves are huge.
Yeah, you would hear them out there running through the woods behind the house and stuff. And I've been out camping
So it
in a
was-
few times that
It
I've
was
been
almost
out
like
camping.
skinwalkers.
Oh yeah, oh my god, that when they start howling and chasing stuff, and you'd hear them yipping. Oh, it was creepy,
I bet.
creepy,
just
especially when
imagine-
you're
'cause coyotes-
when you're out there in a tent.
Coyotes are kind of freaky. Like when they get in a pack and you have a few of them.
Yeah.
Because on a regular basis, normal people, when they see them, it's going to be you see one coyote running across
Yeah.
the road or you see one coyote out over here. But if you have a pack of coyotes, that's a scary endeavor there.
Well, yeah, I mean they take down bigger animals all the time.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I saw this. I might have a video somewhere of it, but I saw this on a thermal camera where it was coyotes going after, what was it? It was deer. It was either deer or like antelope.
Oh yeah,
And
they'll
it
chase
was-
down antelope.
Well, so here was the crazy part. So they were going after the fawn
Oh yeah, the
of
baby.
one. And there's like 2 or 3 of them, and they're trying to go after it. And you see the mother just pretty much like
Trying to cut them
trying
off.
to
yeah.
knock them off. And it's just going on for a while. It's a crazy thing. Like when you really think about it,
Nature's
there's a couple
brutal.
of them. Oh, it
Nature
really
is brutal.
There's actually a page that I follow on Instagram called Nature's Metal, and it shows just the craziest
Yeah.
thing you see out in nature. But that's part of life,
Well, it
that's
is,
a
yeah.
Lion King, circle of life. Yeah. You have a little Simba going on him, but
Simba.
I don't think they do that part. I don't think they intermingle that much.
No.
I don't think Lion King is a very good representation of what actually happens in the wild.
No, I don't think so.
But
I don't think so.
it really is crazy how nature just, the way that it works, the way that it comes together, and
Yeah.
it really is a circle, the circle of life. It is.
No, it is. It's definitely
It's-
everything's interconnected in one way or another.
Yeah, because this certain animal starts to decline. Actually, random thing just popped in my head is when they introduced, I think it was when they reintroduced the timber wolf into Yellowstone,
Yeah.
I believe, and it changed the whole landscape.
Yep.
Because they reintroduced it. That's insane to think about.
Yeah, it started decimating the other herds.
Well, but the landscape and also the
Well, because there's not
terrain.
as many herds grazing. There's not as many like that. That all
That's an
plays into
insane
it.
concept when you
Oh,
think
yeah.
about it, though. It's just like you reintroduce something into the wild that it used to be in.
Oh yeah, and then you wonder what would it look like if they were never gone, if they'd never been hunted out of
Well, they were
out of
never
the area.
extinct,
No, but they
Timber
were hunted
wolf
out of the
weren't,
area.
but that's crazy how much it plays into
Oh, yeah.
into circle of life.
Meet 'em all, meet 'em all, meet 'em where. That's very, very poor representation of
The
that
Lion
song.
King?
But just saying,
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they had someone professional singing it.
probably.
Not
I am not a professional, not
some
an idiot.
on a podcast.
But
But
hey, in the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. There you go.
yeah, there you go. Because you used to sing in musicals.
Yes. Hey, for
And this-
acapella, I don't think that was too
That
bad.
actually wasn't too bad.
I thank you very much.
Surprisingly.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay, well, now we're going a little far. Now it's getting to your head. I shouldn't have gone there.
No, you should have.
But there was another post that I had seen too recently, because the weather's getting hot. Obviously, well, it's hot here already, but
Yeah.
I'm guessing this is wherever cottonmouths are.
Oh, yeah. Southeast United States for the most part.
Yeah, out in that area. and it was like, hey, beware weather's getting warm again. And it's like, there's so many cottonmouths in this picture. It's basically just a picture of a tree.
Yeah.
And they're like, they have great camouflage. And it circled them, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, you start looking at it and you're like, holy crap.
Everywhere. They're
That's
everywhere.
insane.
Well, same with rattlesnakes out here. I mean, oh my
Hate
God.
rattlesnakes.
If they rattle, I leave them alone. I don't care. If they rattle when I'm far enough away from them, I'll take a wide berth and go around. So ones that don't rattle that are dangerous.
Okay, so we had this situation. Went out with one of the guys from the club. He's like, hey, do you want to go dove hunting? I was like, absolutely. Let's go. I haven't gone in a while. Let's go. So I went and met him up. We went dove hunting. Not very successful, sadly.
Did you have
But
fun?
it was absolutely.
Then it was successful.
Except for the part where. So I told him, I was like, hey guys, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna try to see if I can scare anything up. I'll walk around. Just don't shoot me.
So you were being the dog on Duck Hunt.
Yeah, pretty much. I was basically the dog on Duck Hunt. But I'm going around.
Excuse me.
And I came to this spot. Where I'm walking in between. It's just one of those days.
Oh, it's
isn't it?
video. Sorry.
It's just one of those days.
Forgot
isn't
about
it?
the video.
Oh, that's absolutely gone. We're going to have that. Make sure that makes it on the podcast. But I was walking around this area, like in between two prickly pears.
Yeah.
And so there's like dead parts of the prickly pear and whatever. And I walked past it. And I had just walked past it. And it finally like made a rattle. And I jumped back and I was like, holy crap. So our buddy in the club, he's like, oh, we got to kill it. Because I had completely walked past
Yeah.
it. It wasn't it rattled because I had gotten close. I was already past it.
Yeah.
I'm lucky I didn't get bit.
Yep.
Because I basically jumped back over it. I came within probably an inch or two of stepping.
Oh,
on
that's
it.
6 inches.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
came
okay.
Okay. But I came within an inch or two of stepping on it. I had stepped past it when it finally rattled. Like normally they'll rattle
When
way
you're getting
before.
close.
Yeah.
Unless it's really cold out, then usually they have a slow reaction.
It wasn't really cold.
Yeah.
So it was. Yeah, he was like, I want to, because someone's gonna get hurt. But that was my interaction with it. It was like I almost stepped on this thing.
Oh, yeah. I almost grabbed one time. Didn't even know it was there.
Okay, story
So
time.
walking up one of the a creek and saw this really cool rock. And I was so laser focused on this rock, I reached down to grab it. Didn't realize 3 inches away from the rock was a Mojave Rattler.
You saw a rock and got intrigued.
My name is Rock. No, it was
Maybe
a
that's
really
why.
cool like volcanic glass rock. And something you don't see out here very often. So I was like, oh, I wonder where this came from. And I reached down to grab it and grabbed it, went to pick it up, and then it went right at me. And I was like, oh, I never even saw that it was there.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as it did, I was like, oh, yeah. And that one was very not happy.
Yeah. I bet.
But it scared the hell out of me. And it was
mean-
close too. Like it struck close. Like I felt the wind come off it. And I was like,
You had to double check, make sure you
yeah,
didn't actually get bit.
am I losing my hand now because I'm 3 hours from the nearest hospital?
That's honestly the other insane part about it is you have the antivenoms, right? They have antivenoms. You have to go to the hospital, get the antivenoms. They're so insanely expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they save tons of people's lives,
Yeah.
especially out where we
Well,
live.
and that's why they don't necessarily give it to you either. A lot of times they will monitor you,
to
see how you're doing, and if you're in pain and your respiration's up and all that, they'll monitor you.
Yeah.
So when your heart starts doing weird stuff, then they'll give you the antivenom, and it works fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But they let you see if you can ride it out first, because a lot of times the snakes out here will give you a dry bite. It's just
Oh yeah, there's no venom.
yeah, they just do it to scare you away. Which,
But still,
if even if they bite you, me personally, I'm going to get an infection from crapping myself because I'm pooping in my pants on that one.
Oh,
Like, that's going to be a poop and pants situation.
poopy pants.
Poopy pants.
No, but it's insane the amount of money that it costs.
Oh yeah, they're like $10,000 for a vial or something like that. It's
Some of them are up to like 50,000.
well, it depends what they are. I mean,
But that's so much money. That's
what's
and
your
I bet
life
you-
worth?
I don't know.
Right now, not that much.
But even then, it's like because sometimes they have to give you multiple
Multiple,
vials,
yep.
and you're talking that's a few $100,000 worth of
Yep.
emergency room visit.
Exactly.
Not to mention how much emergency rooms cost, anyways.
Oh yeah, just on themselves.
So I actually have a story about that too, which I thought was insane. So my son, I want to say he's clumsy. He's really not. He's actually very like agile and stuff. He just doesn't focus. Maybe he has SOS like I do.
I wonder where he gets that from.
Yeah. But so I remember he was in first grade maybe, and I get a phone call and I'm at work. Luckily my mom was there to be able to help out, but what is with you and licking
I don't
things
know.
today? Do we need a salt lick? I'm gonna put
Yeah.
a salt lick here. But so my son had
Someone will be happier later tonight.
hopefully it's not you. If you're licking yourself, we have some problems.
Oh, dude, if I could do that, I'd never leave the house.
But I had
So anyway,
I had taken my son. So I got a phone call from my son's school. Luckily, I mean, I'm at work. I was like, crap. Luckily, my mom was able to go pick him up, take him to emergency room because they're like, hey, he fell on the playground. He busted the back of his head open.
Yeah.
He's got blood going down, whatever. She took him to the emergency room. I met him there because it just worked out. I had
Did you get
gotten
the
out of work.
1,000 questions?
No, not really.
Because when my daughter, well, probably because they knew it happened on the playground. When my daughter,
They
fell at
asked you-
home?
Oh, I see where you're going with this. They
Yeah.
were basically asking, "Did you beat
did you
her?"
whoop your kid? Yeah. So she was pulling herself up and she was using the plastic trash can in the kitchen. Apparently, the
Yeah.
wife was cooking dinner. I was at the computer paying bills, and so we were like on opposite sides of the room. And we both saw it and we're like, no. And it came down and it knocked out both of her teeth just clean, just like that in the bottom. And we're like, oh no. We got the riot act about like,
Do you beat your kids?
have you hit your children? I'm like, no, she did on a trash can.
I mean, I discipline my kids, but
Yeah. I
No,
don't punch her in the
I don't
face and knock her
their
teeth out. And like they had us, like they brought us in one at a time and asked the story of what happened one at a time in there.
See, I get it. Kids get abused and all that stuff. I fully understand.
None
that.
of the hospital's business.
I mean, I get they're trying to protect people,
Yeah.
but you go to a certain point,
Yeah.
and at a certain point, it's just like the kid's right next to me. Like they're obviously I'm not doing these kind of things, but no. Luckily, when I took my son,
None of that. It was
I
already
didn't
probably
have that.
explained.
Yeah, because it was basically they knew
Yeah.
he fell on the playground. It was the back of his head, and so I had taken him to we took him to the ER, and we're there, and we saw the doctors in total of less than 10 minutes. We were there for 2, maybe 3 hours even.
10 grand minimum.
No, well, luckily it wasn't that much,
Oh, okay.
but it turned into just they kind of cleaned him up. Nurses came in, cleaned him up. Whatever, the doctor came back in.
He does
They were
need
like, "Oh, we're gonna do
stitches."
stitches."
Oh, okay.
Or they're like, "Well, but it's better if we do staples. We'll probably have to do a couple staples." Turned into they did one staple. We saw them for less than 10 minutes, and I think, luckily, we have good insurance.
Yeah.
I think what the actual bill turned into, which was a total of realistically us actually being seen, because I don't really count the time we're just waiting in there.
Yeah.
Because we were there for a couple hours. Total time we had actual interaction with
10
any
minutes.
hospital staff was probably 15, 20 minutes in total.
Yeah.
It was like $1,800.
Yep.
And I'm like, I could have taken the staple gun out of the damn garage and just, okay.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Or
Like,
liquid stitches or something.
yeah. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well,
how
that's-
much that cost. And it was,
When I got in my motorcycle wreck,
that's,
that was a big one though. I mean, I broke 8 ribs, collarbone 2 places, shoulder 2 places, severe concussion, life flighted out. So, I mean, the insurance covered most of it.
I didn't know you got life flighted.
Oh, yeah. Oof. I was knocked out cold. Yeah. I was in and out of consciousness, and the only really thing I really remember,
a little bit.
Yeah, the biggest thing I remember is when they went to put me in the helicopter. One of the guys slipped and slammed my broken shoulder up against the side of the bird, and they said I basically stood up on the on the backboard.
Oof.
But so the life flight was $37,000 for literally. It's a
10-minute flight.
Well, maybe 15 minutes, but still, I mean, it's only a 40-minute drive by ambulance from there to the hospital.
Which that still would have been at least 10 grand.
Yeah, but I think some of it is because of when I broke my ribs, I also bit through like the side of my mouth. I bit my mouth really bad when I hit. So there's a lot of blood in my mouth. So I'm wondering if maybe they thought punctured lung possibly.
Oh, because
because every time they touched my ribs, it hurt, and I was spitting out blood, a lot of blood. So, I mean, they took precautions. That's fine. Well, and my helmet was literally cracked. So they were like, this guy's going to have a head injury, which, yeah, obviously.
I was going to say,
But, so hospital covered all the hospital bills. That was all taken care of pretty good. But then I get a bill from the life flight, and they're like, yeah, your insurance denied the life flight. And I was like, what? Like, yeah, you're going to need to talk to them. They denied it because you requested it. I'm like, I didn't request it. I was unconscious.
Like, how am I going to request this?
So I'm like, well, let me give them a call. So I called the insurance company, the carrier. Finally, after like 6,000 menus, I get to somebody.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, it says in the report you requested it. I'm like, what do you mean I requested it? I'm like, I was unconscious. Like, yeah, we know. And I was like, okay, well, I was unconscious. How did I request it? Like, well, it says right in the report, subject was unconscious, requested life flight.
Yeah.
I said, read that again. She goes, subject was unconscious, requested life flight. I'm like, okay. If I was unconscious, how did I request the life flight? And she was like, oh, I totally didn't read that right.
It was one of those moments.
And then she was like, okay, we're going to recode it and we're going to cover. They covered everything but like $500 or $600 of my deductible. So I was like, hey, I'll take that. But
so when you told her that it was,
yeah,
she was just like,
yeah, it was like I had turned a light bulb. But I think what they figure is you're just not going to argue it. You're just going to pay it.
And a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Granted.
But I was like, on that one, I'm like, hey, I thought I had 100% coverage for this. It's like, oh, yeah, no, but you requested it. I didn't request it. I was unconscious.
How am I going to do that?
And then when they went to pull the needle out the next day, because I walked out of the hospital the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Like they took a CAT scan, and when they did the CAT scan, the guy's, talking to you when you're done. He goes, yeah, we're looking at it. It looks pretty normal. And of course, me being me, I go, well, then something's definitely wrong because I certainly wasn't normal before I had this thing happen. And the guy started laughing. He goes, the fact that you're cracking jokes is very good because one of the first thing that goes under a brain pressure situation is humor and the ability to think like that on your feet.
Yeah.
And he said, you're going to be fine. There's no damage there. He goes, your body, fine is a relative term. Brain function wise, it was fine. It didn't function any worse than I already did. Although I did have a short-term memory loss for a while.
Yeah. I've had those.
But that's just, and they said that was going to happen. Like, you're going to have a short-term issue for a while. And I would call my mom like 3 times in a day. And she would be like, you already called. Okay, I'm sorry.
My bad.
Yeah.
Did I tell you this yet?
And that happened for about 2.5, 3 weeks. And then it kind of backed off, and
which is good.
It's fine now.
So you're a functioning human being again.
Yeah, I mean, so it did that for 2 or 3 weeks, and then it kind of backed off for a little bit.
I've had my fair share.
Yeah, so I mean, it did it for about
visits.
2 or 3 weeks, and then it backed off a little bit.
That's what she said.
So I got you on that one. I did the repeat a couple of times, but no. So that was good. I mean, it was. The hardest thing is when they pulled out the needle they put in my arm, because they did my IV bag on the ground, and then they picked me up, put me in the chopper, and apparently when they hit my shoulder, I flexed up so hard that I actually bent the hypodermic. So when they started pulling the needle out, I was like, ah! I'm like, what are you doing? That can't hurt. I'm like, no, I'm telling you that hurts. And she pulls, and she was like, I can't. So she like actually
She had to, like, twist it
it
out.
had bent. And she goes, I've only seen that a couple of times. Did any trauma happen on the way back? I'm like, well, they hit my shoulder against the thing. I remember waking up for that.
Yeah.
And they were like, wow. Like, you know, that's tough to do. And they're like, but that just goes to show you, like, what adrenaline and all that can do.
Oh, absolutely.
And pain reaction. And
Well, I mean, if you're talking about the adrenaline thing, so when I had wrecked my other motorcycle, when I hit the Prius, it was, so the whole accident happened. I mean, I'll retell somewhat of the story, but I'm coming up to a red light. The Prius is already at the light, and it's an intersection that you can't turn left on, but there's turning lanes.
yeah,
Where you got to go
For
past
the next
the
one, yeah.
intersection and then
to
turn
get
left.
on the highway.
And so I'm slow rolling up to it just so I can try to not put my feet down.
That's what we
Light turns green. Yeah, that's the worst part about
drag
it.
the rear brake, just kind of do what you can to keep moving so you don't have to put the front
But
foot
luckily,
down.
I was far enough back where
Yeah.
when it turned green, okay, hit it.
Yeah.
Let's go. I gotta go past the intersection anyways. And I'm like, she's got to go. She's not even in the farthest left,
Yeah.
the furthest left lane. She's in the next one over because it's 2 turning lanes. And then she goes and stops right in front of me. And
Boom.
I'm back to 45 at least.
Yeah.
When I hit that intersection, I'm back up to speed limit. By the time I hit her 15 to 25, whatever. Well, after the whole situation happened, I went over handlebars. I had fallen far enough off where I couldn't even really touch the motorcycle with my feet. I tried to get it back up. I couldn't. I was scraped up. My shin had just hit highway bars. I went up on the handlebars, everything. I was just very lucky. I had my helmet on, all that. Luckily, I walked away from it with no problem. But we were able to get the bike up on the median. Afterwards, I had someone help me. Someone stopped in the middle in the road and helped me get it up, and we got it into the intersection.
So once again, your bike was on its side. Okay, we'll
But
move on.
this one. So maybe I need to intermingle them because this was on the right side when it fell.
Yeah. So you just need one piece of your old bike to put on your new bike, and it'll
And
measure it out.
it'll even out.
Straighten out.
But
Won't be able to lean into turn, but it'll straighten out.
it's just gonna go straight.
Yeah.
It's only good for straight lines.
Yep.
But so the lady freaked out because
Yeah.
I
she had a
called the
motorcycle.
ambulance.
Yeah.
I didn't. It was my phone had fallen out of my motorcycle, landed on the asphalt,
And realized, oh my
And
God, you're in a
it
wreck.
Was,
it was the safety
it was that
thing.
feature where it knows you're in a wreck, and then if you don't cancel it, it'll call emergency services. Well, I'm over here trying to undo everything that just happened, try to get my bike up. I
Don't even know your
didn't
phone's
even think
there,
about it.
yeah.
And then I picked up my phone, it's already calling, so I was just like, okay. They're asking what happened. And so they're like, do you want paramedics? I was just like, yeah, probably. That's probably
Yeah,
the
I
best bet.
I just ran into a car and totaled my
probably
bike.
a good idea.
And if you look close enough, you'll see my face in the back window like this.
Most likely,
Yeah.
yes. Most likely. Because I don't even know. Because it was one of those situations where
happened
once I saw her,
Yeah.
well, that was the thing. It was really quick, but it's one of those things where time slows down. Because I was like, oh no, I can't go left.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump this curb. I can't go right. I don't know where traffic.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like slam on my brakes. So I had enough time to think all that process through, slowing down, and I see it, and but that instant where I actually hit was
That quick,
instantaneous.
Yeah.
So the paramedics get there, and they come up there. They blocked off the thing. Funniest thing about it, so they blocked off part of the intersection, and because they're there, and there's a fire truck blocking off part of the intersection, they caused another accident.
Oh, God.
Because people were just rubbernecking
Yeah.
and trying to see what's going on, and you just all of a sudden you just hear, and you're like, what the?
Yeah. Oh, and that happens. That happens all the time.
Oh, it
Like
does.
I'll sit there on the highway and yell, like, "Why are we stopped? Why are we stopping?" You see a fender bender, like, and then there's no traffic.
Yeah.
Stop rubbernecking. Just drive.
Worst part about it is when it's not even that.
It's
When
just a car parked on the side of the
It's
road.
just a car parked, or not even a car parked. Not even a car parked, but it's. I think it might be overheating.
Oh, okay.
But not even a car parked. It's nothing.
Yeah.
There's traffic forever, and then you hit the point where it starts going again. And you're just like, I haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
But back to the actual story. So this goes into your whole paramedic thing, where The paramedics came. They're checking my vitals. I'm leaning up against my motorcycle because I got nowhere else to sit, and I'm hurting. But I wasn't hurting bad enough yet. It kicked in way later, and it was just because of the adrenaline that I was going. And they had gotten there 15, 20 minutes later, maybe. And when they're taking my vitals, they're like, "Hey, do you have high blood pressure?" No, my blood pressure's pretty good. Like it's been pretty good. Maybe a couple points high, but for the most part, it's usually within this range. They're like, "Oh, okay, because your blood pressure right now is 210 over 150 something, and your heart rate is 194."
Yeah, I'd say you might be hurting.
I was like, it's more that I'm angry that this whole situation happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were freaking out for a second. And I was like, well, what do you expect? I just got in an accident. I just got in a wreck on a motorcycle. Like, of course my blood pressure is not going to be normal.
Yeah, exactly.
But then again, 210 over 150
That's
is
pretty high.
insane. Like, you run the risk of
Aneurysm, blowing a blood vessel.
Can't remember what the other term was. It starts with an H, like edema, something like that.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. Like
hypertensive edema or something like that.
Something along those lines. So you run those risks, but they were just freaking out because they were like,
he's going to die. He's going to die.
And that's already 15, 20 minutes later.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah.
There goes your ambulance ride.
And the greatest part about it was like a few seconds later, one of like the college cops had come up and they were on a motorcycle and they're like, "Hey, do you mind if I ride your bike to the corner to get it out of the thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, go for it." And all you hear is because the front wheel
tacoed.
wouldn't turn. Yeah, the front wheel wouldn't turn because the fender was just pushed into it completely. But
craziness.
It is. It's crazy. The things the body can do.
Oh yeah, absolutely, right. Absolutely. Like I've had some crazy ones just like that, and you're amazed at what you can go through or like what a body can handle.
Well, and then you hear those stories of like the superhuman strength.
Yeah,
in those
moving her grand piano out because it's the only thing she cares about, and she pulls it out of the house.
Why?
Yeah.
I mean, people care about some weird things. People apparently might like us.
Oh yeah.
So, but I think for this one, I think we're going to call it. We're going to have.
Let's do that.
We'll have another good episode next time. We can go a little bit more in depth on some of these topics. I'm sure we have way more hospital and injury stories.
Oh yes.
So we can go into those at another time because we could probably go for days on those.
Oh yeah, just on like one side of the body, I could go into days on it.
Well, hey. Like I've said to a lot of people, I'm working my way up to becoming the $1 million man
there
or $5 million man.
$5 million man. You've already
I've already had three surgeries, and I'm only up to like halfway up my shin.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how you did it.
Yeah, it's insane.
So,
but let's call this. So live good,
ride hard,
and we'll catch you next time.